together this centerpiece that you can see here on my table. It turned out so beautiful. I can't wait to show you how easy it is to put something like this together. I am using for my container my vintage wood dough bowl, and you can find these like newer ones at Target, or I found this on Etsy. You can find them at antique stores, but it just makes for such a fun container, something a little bit different and unique, and I am really excited to have tried my hand at some new things this time. Like I spray painted plumosa fern, I used the pampas grass that's wildly just popular right now. So let me show you how I put together this beautiful centerpiece with all the flowers directly from Petal Driven. If you're interested in ordering flowers from this online wholesale company, I'm gonna put the code and a link below for a 10% discount, free shipping, and a link to where you can get flowers just like these delivered straight to your door. So come with me out into my yard and we're gonna go put this together. And today I'm working with blossoming blocks, and you get this large box on Amazon Prime for $19.99, and it comes with 8 of these wet floral foam blocks. You can cut them down to customize and fit any size you need, and this box will last you a long time. I will leave a link below, and $19.99 is such a killer price. So for this arrangement, I'm cutting this single block into thirds so that I have 3 equal pieces, and I'm going to soak the foam before putting it into these small circled discs that will hold the foam and protect the dough bowl from getting wet. Be trying something new today. This is plumosa fern. It's very light and feathery, and I'm totally inspired. I picked up these 3 paints at Michael's yesterday. So I've got white, this dusty pink, and then this light pink. And I'm gonna try to add this to my flower centerpiece, and let's see how it turns out. Okay, so that was rather easy. What I did was I just grabbed one of my ferns and I just hold it while I spray. So let me see if I can film this while. So this is the light pink. I'm probably gonna go over it one more time. I just don't want it to be too thick. There's the white. So I'm just kind of letting everything lightly rest in here and dry so that we can add it in a little bit. I love this bowl. I think it is just such a fun, different piece for me to be able to design and create. I had just this quick idea when I was at the flower market one time to find those little discs to put oasis in. I could always do something longer, but this is what I had on hand, so I'm using it, and I'm just filling it with greenery. You saw I added some greenery. This was just clippings from my yard. It's kind of a soft plant that is just growing everywhere, so I cut some of that, and I'm just filling it with the greenery, with the amaranthus, the pampas grass, trying to fill up my base and hide a lot of the bottom aspects before I go and add all my flowers. So you can see this is what it looks like before I start to add my flowers. It's not fully covered. I have a lot of flowers, so if you don't have as many flowers as I do, definitely add more pampas grass to kind of hide a lot of the greenery. But I'm using the dahlias and carnations first because they kind of are just a good flower to kind of get down low, build upon, and just create just a good base before we add the roses and such. What I think makes the centerpiece so beautiful are just all the different heights and textures and variation that this provides. It looks super whimsical, almost fairy-like. And the last flower I decided to add were these beautiful carrot tulips. They're just fun, and I liked that they've kind of opened up more than your traditional tulips, so you can see some of the dark center. I think it's super fun, and they're not perfectly tight, and I love that about that because this arrangement is so imperfect and wild in its own beautiful way. And because this is going on the center of our dining room table for a dinner party I'm having, I want to be sure that this looks good from all angles. So I'm adding those little dried grass bunny tail things that you see that I picked up at Michael's. And then I'm gonna go around the entire dough bowl and just kind of fill in all the little spots that you can see from the sides and the different angles. I'm just going back through and filling in with either greenery or other flowers to just make sure that it's really hidden. And then my last aspect that I decided to add was the sprayed plumosa fern. And oh my goodness, the second I popped this on, it really just took it up just an extra notch. It was such a fun, playful, new addition, and I'm so happy I had the opportunity to play with it and the different colors. It just was really beautiful and fun, and I love it. Here is the final arrangement. I can't tell you how happy I was with how it turned out. I love a lot of these pastels, but while still muted colors, I feel like it complemented the tablescape really nicely. It's very different. And then I'm using IKEA plates. These were 2 something at IKEA, this just kind of beautiful slate gray. And then I'm using the dish towels that you can buy in a 4-pack at IKEA, and I love the variety. And again, the gray, the blue, it just kind of complements this whimsical fairy-like centerpiece on the table. I have vintage water goblets that I found at a thrift store several years ago, and then I have these really sweet little coupe champagne glasses that I also picked up at IKEA last week. Some of the extra material I had, I decided to make this fun piece to go on top of my hutch. What I did was just use a dry foam block, and I just put a bunch of the pampas grass, some of the leftover plumosa fern, and a few roses, and such a fun added piece to our night.